imposter syndrome comes in all different shapes and forms within the corporate world because of the fact that, so what happens with imposter syndrome is we're afraid that people will find out who we truly are. Okay. That perhaps that like the facade, I'll call it the facade, right? Okay. The facade that we have, the person that we present ourselves to be is not necessarily who we are. And there's this fear that people will find out that we're not as good as they think we are, or we're not as good at, or we're really not as good as like, you know, what is presented out there. So it comes in all these different forms because of the fact that like if people, and it comes for people who are doing really well and for those people who are not necessarily doing well, right? They just don't feel like, ultimately they don't, the core of it is they don't feel like they belong. Like they don't feel like they not necessarily belong, but they don't feel like what they're doing is ever really good enough, and that they should always be doing more. And so they're always trying to be this person who may not necessarily, you know, who they necessarily be. And so for the people who are doing really well, like I know I've been in positions where I've been doing really well, and there are times where I sit there and I think, I don't really think I'm doing that well. Like, I don't really know, you know, like I'm afraid that people, you know, are going to find out that I'm not really good at X, Y, and Z. And that scares me. And for those who aren't doing really well, they're probably thinking like, you know, one day they're going to find out that I'm not meant for this role, or one day they're going to find out that I'm not meant for this, whatever it is. And they're going to like, you know, get rid of me. So that's where the imposter syndrome can come into corporate.
Okay.